just hiked up into French Joe Canyon outside of the Whetstone Mountains, north of Sierra Vista. Hiking in here, I found a water source, nice little trickling creek, not too far up from the trailhead, kind of in a side canyon to the north. Pretty good little spot, nice little kind of a riparian area with some oaks, a lot of sodals, some yuccas, century plants, agaves. And I also found, I'm not sure if this would be classified as chert or what, but it looks like a rock that should be good for flint and steel striker. So anyways, I grabbed this and was trying to knock off a couple pieces that are a little bit more manageable to use. Trying to find some natural kind of fracture lines. On rock. It's hard. I already knocked off one piece. Pretty sharp, just like you would like arrowhead material. We'll test it and see if it'll work with the steel. Oh yeah. A good spark there. Alright, let me get this prepared and we'll go ahead and start a fire. Flint and steel. Okay, I've prepared my stuff a little bit. Again, we're going to do the steel and flint fire. I've got made a little a base here. The ground is wet. Some of this wood is still wet from rain we had a few days ago. But I went ahead and gathered some of my wood. Got some feather sticks made. Got some dry grass. And I'm going to go ahead and use this jute twine as tinder. And what you do is you take, I don't know, a small section of jute twine and you unravel the 3 strands. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to unravel it and then make a bird nest out of it. If I can get it unraveled here. Okay, knot in it. There's one section. Each of these pieces, you just pull it apart, and to basically make fine hair out of it. And this stuff burns really well. What we'll do is we'll put our little section of char cloth once we get it to take a spark off of this new rock that we just found. Striker I made a few days ago. We'll take that char cloth and set it inside this jute twine here, and that'll catch on fire and will allow us to transfer that fire into our grass and feather sticks here. We'll get some lunch going here in a sec. So I'll go ahead and unravel this. Okay, so we've got our jute twine unraveled here. Basically kind of like a little bird nest. Go ahead and we'll set that down. Again, I've made some char cloth, which is simply cotton that's been charred but not burned up. And what that'll do is it readily accepts a spark, which turns into an ember, and then we'll go ahead and put that in here. So what you do is you take your rock, basically a piece of flint or something the equivalent of chert, and you set your char cloth on top of it next to a really sharp edge and hold that in place. You're going to take your striker and you're going to strike down on it, and this rock is really hard. What it's basically going to do is shave off a small section of this high carbon steel, which will ignite into an ember, and we're going to try to catch that in the char cloth itself. So. Okay, so that's all it took. We got a little, probably won't be able to see it, but our char cloth is burning. I'm going to go ahead and set that inside the jute cloth. You see a little bit of smoke there. I don't know if you can see that. We'll try to use convection and wind our favor here. Sometimes it takes a little coaxing. I'll be danged. First time I've ever had that happen. Usually this jute twine just goes right up real quick. Let's try that again. Burn up the whole piece of char cloth there. Trying to get the jute twine to ignite. Just a smaller section here. I don't know if the wind out here is just causing it to burn a little quick. It goes quick. Go ahead and put our grass on top here. All caught up in my other grass. Get our materials on there. Go to piling her on. Put this little stick on the side here, and it basically maintains a space in there so you don't smother out your fire when you throw all your sticks on. Like I said, a lot of this stuff is pretty wet, so hopefully we can get her catch on fire. Usually you'll split this wood up. It's wet on the outside and expose the inside that's dry, and that'll catch on fire. But this stuff, a lot of it's kind of rotten, so it soaks up water like a sponge. Anyways, we'll get us some lunch going here in a second.